Hi guys, I had 3 questions that were asked for last night's homework. The first one is dealing with 2 chords. The product of the chord isn't equal to the product of the other chord. So I'm going to multiply this part times this part. So I'm going to get 30 times x plus 14, and that's going to be equal to the product of the second chord, which is these two right here. So I have 21 times x plus 20. So when I distribute here, I'm going to get 30x plus 420, and that's equal to, on this side, I get 21x plus 420. So I'm going to subtract this from both sides. So I get 30x is equal to 21x, and then I'm going to subtract 21x from both sides. So I get 9x is equal to 0, dividing both sides by 9, so x is equal to 0, and that's it. The next problem was number 11. Here I have a tangent and a secant. So I'm going to take my tangent squared, which is this part right here. So I'm going to have my tangent squared is equal to my secant exterior, which is going to give me -1 plus x times the secant whole. So this entire piece here. So I'm going to add them outside and inside, which is going to be -1 plus x plus 5. So x plus 1 squared, that's like saying x plus 1 times x plus 1. And when I distribute here, first, outer, inner, last, I'm going to get x squared plus 2x plus 1. And that's going to be equal to, well, on this side, I'm going to combine like terms. So here I'm going to combine these two. So I'm going to get x plus 4. So when I distribute here, I'm going to do these guys first. So I'm going to get x squared plus 4x minus x minus 4. Well, I have x squared on both sides, so if I subtract x squared and minus x squared, these guys are going to go away here, x squared. So these guys are going to go away, and I'm going to be left with 2x plus 1 is equal to 4x minus x is going to be 3x minus 4. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. I get -x plus 1 is equal to -4 minus 1 from both sides. -x is equal to -5, which means x is equal to 5. My question, though, is asked me to find the length of JK. So I'm going to take that 5 and plug it into my JK, x plus 1. So JK is equal to x plus 1. I'm going to replace this with a 5 plus 1, which means JK is equal to 6. And number 14. Number 14 is dealing with 2 secants. So I'm going to take my secant exterior, which is x plus 2, times the secant whole. So I'm going to have to add these guys. So the secant whole is going to be x plus 4, taking this part right here, and I'm going to add it to this guy, which is plus x plus 2. So this is my exterior, and this is the whole, and that's going to be equal to this exterior, which is 10, times the whole thing, which is going to be 10 plus 8, and that's going to give me 18. Let's combine like terms here. So I'm going to get x plus 2, and here I'm going to combine my x's. So I'm going to get 2x plus 6 is equal to 10 times 18 is going to be 180. So now when I distribute here, I'm going to get 2x squared plus 6x plus 4x plus 12 is all equal to 180. And combine these guys, I get 2x squared plus 10x. I'm going to subtract 180 from both sides. When I do that, I'm going to get -168 is equal to 0. And I see I can take out a GCF of 2, so dividing out by a 2, I'm left with x squared plus 5x minus 84 is equal to 0. So now I have to figure out what numbers multiply to -84 that also add to 5. And that's going to be 12 and -7. So I'm going to get x plus 12 times x minus 7 is equal to 0, which means x is equal to -12, or x is equal to a positive 7. Well, I can't put my -12 into a length here because I would have a negative value, so -12 doesn't work, so I get x is equal to 7. The question's asking for the value of uv. uv is equal to x plus 2. So I'm going to get 7 plus 2, which means UV is equal to 9.